Yeah, Arnie Alpert. I'm the chair of the New Hampshire Coalition to Abolish the Death Penalty. And I've got a short story here. In 1997, there were a couple of horrendous murders in New Hampshire. And for some gut reaction reason, political leaders from both parties decided that New Hampshire should expand its use of the death penalty. It was at that time that the New Hampshire Council of Churches convened a group of people at its office in Concord to create a coalition to defeat this death penalty expansion. When the bill came to the floor of the House the next year, an amazing thing happened. Two young state representatives decided to get up to speak, and not just to speak to oppose the expansion, but to introduce a floor amendment calling for the death penalty to be outright abolished. The first one was Clifton Below, a preacher's son from Lebanon, New Hampshire, and he talked about the story of John Newton, a former slave ship captain who had a revelation and became an anti-slavery activist and wrote the hymn Amazing Grace. And Clifton said, if somebody who had committed such vile actions as John Newton could have a change of heart, then that was true of anybody who committed horrible crimes. And why should we foreclose the opportunity for people to have that experience? And the other young rep who got up was Renny Cushing from Hampton. And Renny told the story about how a neighbor knocked on his family's door one day, and when his father answered the door, the neighbor pulled a shotgun and killed Renny's father on the spot. And Renny said to the legislators, I don't want what happened to my father to happen to anybody else. And that we don't want people who commit murder to turn us into killers. And that should not be our motivation as policymakers. And their amendment didn't pass, but it came pretty close. And the proposal to expand the death penalty was defeated. And it was at that moment that we realized that we had the ability to end the death penalty in New Hampshire. And the coalition that formed to oppose this expansion bill became the Coalition to Abolish the Death Penalty. It took us 20 years from there to actually get the death penalty repealed. And now we're going to have to remuster our strength to make sure that it doesn't come back. And I'm grateful that the Council of Churches is once again going to be there in a leadership position.